Yeah, I'm going to remove the trim on the windshield because we're going to put a little bit of this windshield glass sealer. This is not designed for sealing a crack in a windshield. It's not designed for installing a windshield. It's designed to fix a leak between the glass and the rubber seal of the windshield. It's designed to stay pliable and never harden and flow into the crack. So it's not designed to, like, there's actually, when you install a windshield and you take out a windshield, there's a two-part epoxy that will glue the glass into place. Also, say for instance you had a crack on the windshield someplace, there's another type of, I don't really trust those to work, but there's another type of epoxy that's used to fill in the crack to keep it from spreading. That is not this product. This product is designed to, there's a seal behind the windshield. The glass is attached to, the rubber seal and glued to the rubber seal. If there's a leak there, it's designed to penetrate where that leak is, stay pliable, flow into it like water almost, and seal that leak up. So the thing is, we got to take off the windshield trim. This is on a 78 El Camino, and what you do is there's this clip here, and you pull out these clips and go along. And let's see if I can get it one hand here. Should be able to. Well, I can't. There it is. Oh, there it is. See these clips? Gets behind there and he pulls them down. And it's got a little clip, a little rounded edge right here. Goes across there. It clips in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take off this trim, and we're going to go ahead and pressure wash it with 200 something degree water. Get all the crap out of there. Probably clean it out with some chemicals. Air dry it, pressure wash it again, air dry it, and check to see where the leak is, and we'll start pouring in the sealant. Okay, so I got the little electric pressure washer here. I'm not going to use any soap or nothing. What I do is I actually have it with Y fittings coming from the hot water hose to the house, from the outside the house. Use this little electric Kimball housing thing, and turn it on. That's it. Just turn this thing on. Yeah, you can see the water just definitely came in here, man. I was like, holy shit. Comes in here a little bit if it's extremely hard rain, but the pressure washer really gets it in there. So I'm probably going to put a towel in here. Also, as a side note, I got some gauges coming. Not the tack, because all this stuff's got to be replaced. 2 or 3 of these gauges are broken. The tack just broke. I'm going to be getting that too. I didn't see one online right yet, but I'm going to be, just for a future video, I'm going to be changing out these gauges, putting better lights in behind them, and this windshield's getting fixed today though. So the next step is we're going to blow it out with some air. Probably, well, first I'll put a little glue, what do you call it, soap in there and stuff like that, before I blow it out with air, and we'll pressure wash it again. You can see, this is, see the drops of water? That leaked a lot more than I thought. The whole top of it needs to be done. The whole top of it. Looks like they tried to seal it before, but the first several years, for many years, it wasn't leaking. And it's leaking now though. Anyway, as a matter of fact, I might just put a little bit of rust killing primer in there first before I freaking even put the sealant in here. So it's not too bad though. It's not too bad. It'll do a good job. It'll do a good job. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this done today, but maybe I will, because I'll blow this out with air really good. But I'm going to use this awesome stuff actually on here. It's not really a degreaser, but just to get down in there, to get the cleaner. I guess there's some dirt. This hot water's not getting out. I'll blast it with the hot water again, blow it out with air. I'm going to tape it off down here, maybe about just a little ways, maybe right up to the edge here or something. And because there's a little rust. And get it with the rust killing primer. Sand it down a little bit. Get it with the rust killing primer. Let that stuff pour in here and dry. And then after that dries off, I'm going to put the sealer. It should work. It should work. I heard some good stuff about. I know about this product from many years ago. So let this stuff soak in. I found out this. It's not an automotive cleaner, but man, I found this stuff really, really cleans like crazy. And you can see they tried to put crap in here before. See that? See that shit? Yuck. Gotta get all that shit out of there, man. So, well, you'll see it done real quick, but that's the stuff. That's actually a few problems I got on this car that aggravates the crap out of me. One was this. This didn't come up till maybe a few years ago. I didn't notice it because I don't drive it in the rain much. Number two, I'm just gonna get some. I got some made in the USA Cooper winter tires coming in for it. Number three is I'm gonna reseal all the rims on it, put some valve cover gaskets on it, and also put the gauge package in it. Probably get the tack later and fix the Z bar for the clutch. Actually, it should be pretty damn reliable, So anyway, that should be all the stuff that aggravates me. Anyway, so thing will go anywhere, cross country. Well, there's loads of crap behind here, so I took off the side pieces. I said, wow, it's worse than I thought. I thought it was one little spot. I'm using some tweezers, this little pick thing. It looks like they sealed this before with the wrong crap. Just like weather strip adhesive. Probably, well, wrong stuff, but it must have lasted a lot of years because I never had a leak up there until recently. I was looking at it with this. So I'm going to blast it all out. Yeah, they filled this up. They filled this up with just plain weather strip adhesive. That's what it is. So, anyway. We'll get this done. With the right stuff, but I'm going to actually put a little bit of rust killing primer. I know that stuff is pretty good stuff actually. You know what I'll probably do too? I'm going to paint it too. It's even with regular engine paint, truck paint, whatever or something. Underneath here it'll hold, and then it'll be sealed over that. Just because that rust killing primer does go over rust. If it's not like flaked rust, it will really kill it good. So if it's some rust going on way deep down in there I can't see, that'll take care of it. It's not perfect, but actually I have a way of doing things wrong the right way, if you want to say it that way. Not by the book, but they will last. Shortcuts, but they will last. As a matter of fact, I'm going to fix this. This is where the antennas go. I'm actually going to use the truck bed lining and make a little plate with a little steel pin on it to pull it up from the inside, rather than weld this, because I'm thinking, the glass, and I'm going to take this off. I probably have to take the glass off to be careful about welding this. I'll just use the truck bed lining with that, and but most of it I'm going to weld on this thing. So wrong but right. Wrong, but it'll last a long time. So it's really not wrong. Okay, so I'm going to blow it out with air, and actually I decided what I'm going to do before I paint anything. This is one of the best damn things for chemically cleaning paint. Even though they say it's got some lubricant in it, it always sticks. I'm going to blast it out with some of this stuff, hit it with the air hose. Then I'm going to use the rust killing primer in there, and I'm actually put a towel inside, because you can see it got water inside a little bit, so it doesn't rip down. After I do that, let it dry out. I'm going to use the what do you call it, to dry it off faster, the what do you call it, the leaf blower, truck bed lining. Let that pour in there. Then I'm going to go over it with that sealant. Let it all that dry. It should stick very well. I'll sand it down a little bit. It can be chemically clean. So, but you know, it's not going to be right, but it's probably going to be. It'll probably be freaking super good, actually, the way it'll work. Oh, let's get some pressure up on his puppy. Yeah. Yeah, you see this crap, they did this before. And actually, if I don't get all the water out, that starting fluid will dry it up. See? It's more, I was trying to pick this out with tweezers. You know, considering they repaired it like this, and I'm going to repair it better than they did, it did last for, because I had this since 1991. Man, I know it lasted at least 10 years, and I don't even know when they started to repair this. I didn't do this. So, this is just like weather strip adhesive. They just fill that shit in. It's probably not even leaking over here. It's probably where it kind of like came out over there. So, we'll get this fixed up really good. And you can see, a lot of water came inside, but I'll be getting straightened out. Actually, I'm gonna, you know, what I might do though, I'm gonna tell you in the future what I might do is I'm not gonna buy seat covers for this thing or original upholstery. I might get one of those industrial straight stitch walking foot machines. I have one that kind of has a modified walking foot, but I want to get a real one, and I might try to make something that'll look like original or close to original, because if I screw it up, I can fix it. If I buy original and I just buy it from them and I screw it up, I can't fix it because I don't have the shit to fix it. I'd rather buy the shit to fix it, you know, make it, then I can fix it anytime I want. Plus, it can apply for anything else I have. So that'll be in a future update, but this will work out good, man. This is one thing I didn't realize it was a problem till maybe a couple years ago, but I hardly ever drive it in the rain. So just the shit dried out, and we'll get it all hooked up. Okay, so I use this. Actually, you know, I know it contains a little bit of lubricant for upper cylinder lubricant, but it's so minor, it's ridiculous, that every time I clean something off with this, when I didn't have any pre-cleano or anything like that, or lacquer thinner, the paint stuck. It's stuck on there for 10 years. As a matter of fact, this paint, dull, it's been on there for 10 years. Just de-ate it, clean it off with this. You know, I don't know, man. It works. You know, it's not right. Now, if I was doing a better quality paint job, I wouldn't be using that. But I'm going to use this rusty metal primer. Now, I've had a lot of experience with this junk. Actually, I've used it without top coating it and put it over rusty metal. That was just surface rust. Basically, kind of scuffed it up, got all the loose stuff off of it, got it chemically clean, you know, with soap and water, and dried it off. Freaking stayed on there, man, even without a top coat for years. So go figure. Tape. Normally, if you're doing a professional, I worked with a guy for a few years when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, when I was going to college, basically. And he had a body shop. He had his own business. He actually painted concourse vets and stuff like that. He was, you know, he pieced them together after they smashed them into a million pieces sometimes. But he told me a lot of stuff. Now, this is actually Duck brand masking tape. I don't usually use it normally. It's not bad. Scotch is a decent brand, but normally if you're a professional body man, you're taping off the car, 3M. Also, you don't use newspaper because it bleeds through, but we did anyway. So I noticed the real leak really shows up now. You see this side of the windshield, see what's all the leak is? That's where I thought it was. Look at that side over there. Basically hardly nothing. It could have been going from here to there. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard under there I'm gonna shake this can up really good. I'm a pretty good spray can person. And I want to tell you something about spray cans. Everybody says they're shit. They are shit. Well, it depends on what brand you get. If you get the better, even if, I know they got some real expensive 2-stage spray cans that you press the bottom, like Eastwood has them, but they're so expensive. Why the hell would you want to do it that way? But I'm going to tell you, the cars back, there was no two-part anything in the cars in the 60s, in the early 70s, 50s, 40s, and 30s for sure. They came out with acrylic lacquer, acrylic enamel, I think in the 60s. Like Chrysler was using acrylic enamel. You know how you get these cars today, original paint, it's from 50 years ago, and the paint's still on it? I'm telling you, some of these spray can formulas, maybe not, this isn't too bad, but some even like the Duplicolor panel paint. Let me put it this way, it's better putting this crap on and some auto primer from Duplicolor and Duplicolor top coat than having a big freaking rust problem, because that's what I'm going to have. You know, in other words, this whole windshield eventually is going to fall through, but it's under a carport, you know, kind of doesn't get wet too much, but is killing the rust and using some, I didn't quite kill it, but this will seal it, sealing the rust up, putting a top coat on it, better than doing nothing. Hell yeah, that's my point. And I think this windshield is going to be 100% sealed. So, and if you got to take this crap off, it's easy. Now I'm going to use truck bed lining, but it's going to get down deep in there. And I'm thinking, well, fuck it, you know, what the hell? You know, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Okay, so I sprayed, you know, the Rust-Oleum, and you notice I used some rugs down here to cover up down here. There's nothing dripped. The only reason it got leaked water is because I was using a pressure washer. Like, I didn't notice any rain leaking in here if it wasn't raining much, but one time it was a super downpour. There was some rain leaking in, only up on the driver's side, which seems to be where the leak is. So, you know, even this might be enough to seal it, but, you know, it's getting in where, well, it's probably chemically clean because I used the starting fluid on it too, and I pressure cleaned it, blew it out with air. It's gonna stick. And when it gets in a void between two pieces of metal, like it's a real small void, like a 64th of an inch, it's going to seal it right there. The paint will probably seal it. So truck bed lining next. I probably don't even need to use anything else, but well, you know what? I'll probably have to make this video over a few days because I want to test this out, test this theory out, see if anything leaks even with the truck bed lining. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I want this thing, the main thing I'm worried about is rust getting into freaking shit where I don't want to get it into, you know. Because what I always do with this thing is, if I see any rust, I treat it with some stuff to kill it, you know, the rust converter. So yeah, I'm going to put a light coat of truck bed lining on, actually. That's what I'll do, just a light coat. After that dries, I'll put the sealant over it. I think that'll actually hold it up pretty good. I think that will. So it's quick and dirty, but you know what? The problem is a lot of people don't do these type of things because they think, oh, they got a big project ahead of me. Well, doing this is better than nothing. And if you got to take this paint out of here, say you go to restore this car, well, if you're taking a windshield out or something like that anyway, you'll wind up sandblasting it. And if you're not, I mean, to take off this paint, it takes you 2 seconds with the DA. You know, do a dual action sander, so it's better than freaking rust. If you got a hole with rust, you're going to be welding. So doing this is definitely worthwhile. My whole point is, you can do shit like this that's not really perfect, not really right, but it'll last. It'll still save you a lot of money in the long term. It won't be by the book, but it'll, you know, you're not freaking causing more rust. That's important. Well, there's the truck bed lining. I just used Rust-Oleum. I like staying with the same brands. Real light on the freaking finger trigger, and psh, psh, psh. But it's in there after it dried up. The what do you call it? The chassis saver. Not the chassis saver, but the Rust-Oleum rust killing primer. I'm not going to actually go through all the gory details of putting this on here. I'm sure it's going to work. Actually, I think the truck bed lining alone is probably going to fill it up. It's not pliable, but it's going to have this over it. And the other thing I noticed is This was the side trim that goes on here, right? This had a rubber piece behind it. The top trim didn't, which I'm assuming it was lost. So I'm going to make some kind of rubber piece out of this. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of the, use the Gorilla Tape, either do it 2 or 3 times thick and make it exactly the same thickness as this rubber, and put it behind that other trim, the one that goes across the top, and I'll stake it down, because it's supposed to have this too. So in other words, the water that's pushing up through the bottom, it's going to be sealed here on the bottom. You're not supposed to like put silicone or anything. It's actually got this little edge right here, so I'll put that on there too. I'm not going to really just go over this like you know, every little gory detail, make this video 8 million times long, but that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. In other words, this rubber was missing from the top piece up there. Okay, it was missing from that top piece. I noticed it on the side pieces. It just covers the part that goes against the windshield right here. So in other words, if the water's going like this, it's stopping the water from trying to go into here. It's also, so when you're driving along, the water's rushing up the windshield, and it's hitting here. It's going to have like a little piece of rubber, besides having the windshield sealed, but it's also going to keep it from even getting inside here. It can come down from this side, but that main force of water, as you're going like 70 miles an hour, it's not going to be pushing up through here, because you'll have this gasket holding up against the windshield right on the edge there, see? So I'm going to make that. And I'll make it out of the what do you call it, the monster tape, to get it this exact thickness, and then it'll sit right along the edge there. And we're also going to put this, and this is actually the right stuff for it. Now it's called Flowable, keyword Permatex silicone windshield and glass sealant. It's not made for cracks. It's not made, it's part number 81730. This stuff is excellent stuff. I didn't really need to do all this crap I'm doing here, but I just want to make sure I don't have any rust starting up along there, and you got to weld it all in and all this crap, you know. Let's get rid of that shit. So, but this is the stuff. I'm going to do that after all this dries. I'm going to make this gasket. I'm not going to put it all out on the video per se, but it'll be done. But this is for your informational purposes, and you don't need to really I gotta wait for all this shit to dry. I just want to upload this because you're gonna get the whole gist of what the information is. But you don't really need to pull out the windshield, sandblast everything, you know, freaking go through this big long expense of hauling in the glass guy and get your, you know, epoxy primer, and you know what I mean. You don't need to do all that shit. This will work. This will work good. Work for many years too. It should.